I told you I'm going in. I got the war paint on. I'm looking at the games, and we're going to talk about the East Coast, man, where it's Ghost. We're going to get busy and start my predictions. The next couple of videos will be the individual matchups for the day. I'm going in, baby. This is the time to go in. Gotta see me. Let's jump into the screen. It's the East Side. Ooh-wee. Let's look at the first playoff games. 523, 522. Obviously, 523 is a day for some of the better teams. The top team, the Philadelphia 7, which is tomorrow, and then today we got these teams. But let's get into my predictions. I talked about the play-ins, and Washington surprised me. And now we're in the cut. We're in the battle. We're in the battlefield. All right? So Philadelphia 76ers versus Washington. When we look at this matchup, I'm just going to go over the high level. To me, in my opinion, this is a scary, scary time for your boys, the Philadelphia 76ers. The reason being is when you got Russell Westbrook and Mr. Bradley Beal on the same squad, you're looking at two of the most deadly, when you took it to dual guard lineups, they're probably one of the scariest in the league. Scoring-wise, it's going to be scary, and if Bertans is going, it's going to be deadly. It's going to all be about Embiid in this series and Simmons. That's the advantage served for the 76ers. Defensively, they're going to have to be on point. I understand Harris is the forgotten man on the Sixers, but he's just steady, so I expect him to give you 18, 19 points per game. All right? With the Washington Wizards, I've said it before on a previous video. If Beal scores 30, if Russ puts up 20, 15, 10, that type of deal, don't be surprised to see the Washington Wizards beat out the Philadelphia 76ers. We won't see it probably in game one. I think game one is going to be a killer for the Washington Wizards. Reason being is they're still tired. They're still tired from the battles earlier in the week. So I think Philly takes the first game. But in my opinion, if those guys score that many amount of points, they will take the 76ers. Sorry to Doc Rivers. I appreciate what he brings to the table. But talent is talent. And those two, if they're hot, can defeat the 76ers and beat the Simmons, because the Simmons don't shoot. I mean, it is what it is. A couple of the X factors for this game is Rumi Hamatura. His maturity. Can he be the Paul Millsap of the Atlanta Hawks for this squad? That's what I see him as. Can he put up 18 and 10? That's what he's going to have to bring. Bertans is going to have to be on. All right? For me, those are the key factors for the Washington Wizards having a chance. Will they come through with that? Knowing Russ's history, should I go with Russ? Should I give an opportunity to say, you're going to take this, my friend? No. I don't think they'll take it. And the reason being is the X factors on the Philadelphia 76ers are a little bit more scary, right? When we look at the leverage of points in the series, 113, 116, I talked about the scoring. The rebounds are pretty even as well. Oh, man. I told you, boys. I mean, I was being honest. Man. This matchup is really serious, man. I was going to go into Mr. Curry. Curry getting going. They have a couple other bench guys. You know what? I'm going to be honest with myself. I kept stressing the Washington Wizards. I'm going to go out on a limb. Washington Wizards taking the first round, beating the 76ers. I'm sorry. I got to be honest with myself. Now, the next round, I told you about these clean hitters, the scariest dudes on the East Coast, New York, Atlanta. I got the war paint on. To me, these are the scariest teams. And no matter who wins on this bracket up here, I have a feeling that both of these teams will beat these squads. I said it here first. That's right. Atlanta Hawks bring in Trey and the formidable young talent, probably the most talented team in the league. All right. New York brings another young squad, probably one of the most talented defensive young teams in the league. You got Randall that's putting up almost, 24 points a game, 10 rebounds. Trey, 25, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists almost. He's come of age, folks. I said he was deadly. I know this Luka talk is there, but he's certainly fighting still that Luka talk of him being the best guy in the draft. Now, look at the squads. 107 points a game for the Knicks, 113 as expected for the Hawks. Rebounds almost even, and then assists obviously higher. And I think talent-wise, the Atlanta Hawks just edge out, but they are so evenly matched. It's scary. Lineup for lineup, if I would put them together, you would say, my God, I mean, I can't really separate. They got John Collins as a leaper. They got several leapers on the Knicks, all right? I think this is going to come down to coaching. Derrick Rose is the X factor. Derrick Rose on this squad is going to be the X factor for this team. We got to see what he can bring to the table. If he puts up over 20-point games for the New York Knicks, I think Atlanta is in trouble. All right, if he pulls up with 20, with quickly and the defensive minded guards that they have on the back up there, Nicotina and all the boys, right? And the starter, I forgot his name. I'll get to it. But they got 2 big defensive guards that you see 0 points from in the game, but they're there just to do one thing: kill the opposing point guard. And Trey's gonna have his work cut out for him with those 2 guys guarding him the whole night as their only job. Stat wise, let's just jump over and check this out because I want to see the roster. This is kind of where they're hitting. 3-point Clint Capella in the paint. Nerlens Noel. Clint Capella gets a little bit of an edge, but man, look at Noel's block percentage. Randall, right, shooting outside, the point leaders. Capella inside. That's a big X factor for this team. I didn't go over in the last series because I think that the Wizards have a chance and the stats won't be in my favor. But the 3-point percentage is actually higher for the Knicks. The free throw percentage is higher for the Hawks. Very, very evenly matched team. Is defense versus offense. Do the Knicks have enough firepower to be able to withstand the onslaught that's going to come from Herter, come from Trey? They got several guys on the bench that could be big X factors talent-wise. Barrett, Randall, quickly, Rose will be the X factor. And then how much can Nerlens Noel hold up without Mitch Robinson? And that's why I think I give the edge to the Hawks is because of the bigs. Oko, Bruno, Capella, they have several bigs there that just can fill in and make life miserable for you. So I'm taking the Hawks in that next series. Let's jump back into the brackets and see what else we got. All right. Now, as we go down and we keep looking at the east side, we go into the games of today. I wish that Knicks game was today. Milwaukee Bucks versus Miami Heat. A very interesting play, very interesting game for both of these squads. All right. This is going to be a telltale. It's kind of a tough lineup or tough matchup for the Bucks. You got Giannis, the MVP, putting up 28, 11, and 6, and Mr. Jimmy Butler putting up 21, 7, and 7. All right. Now, with those 2 guys, exceptionally talented, I have to tell you that is now negated. All right. Those 2 are negated. I think Giannis is a clutch above. All right. Jimmy's now in the number 1 slot. However, Giannis has improved enough where he's a clutch of blood. He brings in Drew Holiday, right? He brings in Jeff Teague as a back. I mentioned the guys that have come in. We know who's there. Brook Lopez, Middleton. We know those guys, right? DiVincenzo. All right. We know those guys. All right. But he brings in Drew. Okay. Now that's a big plus sign for this team. And there goes the third option, a defensive option. Now, what does Miami Heat bring? Bam Adebayo. Who's guarding Giannis? Will it be Bam? That's their best opportunity. He has the speed. He has the athleticism to keep up with Giannis and slow him down, maybe not be able to stop him. But will that tire Bam out on the other side of the ball game? That is the question mark for me. Guard play, Dragic, several guards on the what's his name? Nunn will be an X factor. Mr. Nunn will be X factor for the Heat. And then you got the 3-point shooters who I think they're evenly matched. Though, if you're my hero finally comes back alive, horrible season because of Miami atmosphere. That's what it does to young folks. I'm making the assumption. I know it. I don't know it is business, but I know Miami's deadly if you start playing games. Stat wise, I think for me, without a doubt, the Bucks defensively may have a slight edge. The 3-point shooting of Lopez being able to stretch the floor. There's only one big. For me, this series should be won by the Bucks. Point-wise, they're higher. Rebounds, they're higher. Assists, they're almost even. Steals, they're higher. Blocks, they're higher. They're lower in the turnovers. All the stats tell me Bucks should take this. And I'm not going to go against the grain on this one. Even with Jimmy Butler back and these guys hitting their stride and none doing his thing, there's a chance, obviously, that he could win. But in my opinion, the Bucks take this series. Too much defense, too much team cohesion. They've been with each other for a while and healthy. I think it's too much. Middleton, Drew, and Giannis. Plus, if Lopez, the big X factor I mentioned, gets going, it's going to be tough on the Heat, but they have a chance. All right, now we get where Brooklyn at versus the Boston Celtics. I don't even got to go to the stats. All right. All right. Now, if you get 50-point games from Jason Tatum, salute you. Something will happen. But for me, point-wise, 118, rebounds, even, assists, go to the Nets. This is a foregone conclusion. 26 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists for Kyrie. Harden's back. You got Tatum, 26, 7, 5. But hey, man, he's missing his Marvel heroes, man. This ain't no Batman and Robin thing because Jalen and him are almost equal. You're looking at this Infinity Wars type junk, man. Everybody has a power. And guess what? Mr. Thor, whatever you want to call him, Tatum, is missing Captain America and Jalen Brown. I just made that up. It was corny, but we're going to run with it. It's just not enough. Kemba Walker's going to go off, okay? I'm starting to see him go off. Once Brown is out, he's stepping up. The Celtics do have the pieces, but not enough pieces. If they were full strength, I warn you, this would be a different type of perspective and different type of review. A fully healthy Kemba, Tatum, Brown, you add on the play of the addition of Jabari Parker, a sleeper who's, I think is akin to a Jeff Green. And, I would say that's a tough matchup. And no offense, we're Brooklyn that I think the Celtics may have taken that series. But with those guys, with the injury depletion, lack of really a backup guard. I love Pritchard. He looks like he's a solid guy, but I think you got Waters and some guys on the bench that I don't know why they're not playing. They could be Dudley Carson. For me, I think the Nets take it. They should take this series. It's gonna probably be a 6-gamer. 4-2. I think Celtics will win a couple games, but in all, I don't think Tatum alone with Kemba is enough. There's too much firepower on the other side. If they were fully healthy, a different perspective. With that said, I'm going to continue on and kill this off because I went in deep depth into the next rounds. With those guys moving to those slots, I'm going to leave it at that because no need for the full-out prediction. I did that in another video. Let's do this round by round. I'm gone. Let's get to the West. Peace.